All right, everybody, it's Sunday Sketch, and we're back after a long time off. This is sort of a bit of an impromptu show. I am out still traveling a little bit, working on some Kickstarter fulfillment here in about 10 days. But, you know, Kickstarters never stop. And so today we have a first-time guest. Let's get rid of this. What's going on, everybody? We have first-time guest Wyndi Gayle is going to be joining us here in a couple of minutes as she finishes up another live show that she's doing. Why is she doing live shows? Because her campaign for Viscairian Tales is just about done. I think she's got something like 3 days left. We'll get specifics here for you, of course, as we go through the campaign. But tonight we have our usual cast. Ryan Kincaid is back. He's already on color mode. What?
Gotta be fast.
I guess so. This is going to be a quickie tonight, folks. One of the reasons we're here a little early, even, is my live sale has been moved around on the Comic Book Shopping Network. So I'm going to be live there 10 Eastern, but that's going to monkey things up with what our normal schedule is. So we're going to do about 90 minutes ish, 1 hour, 90 minutes. And then we're going to have to figure out what our legit real schedule is going forward for the show. April's here.
Hello.
Raina.
What up?
This like that. There we go. April and artistic guest star CB Zane.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So as I said, we're waiting on Wyndi here. She's finishing up another live show. So for now, we'll just chit chat with the artist folk and see what they got going on. See what everybody's been doing here for the last, I don't know what it's been, at least a month since we've done a show. I know I did a couple of cons in that time. Anyone else? Was anyone else doing any cons, or was I the only one?
No, I did Dallas and MegaCon and a couple other ones. Dallas, Phoenix. I was in California for some reason. I don't remember.
No one ever knows why they're in California.
Nah, I was there for a birthday party.
Oh, okay. All right.
Barely remember it. That means it was a good one, right?
Yeah, I was a 40th.
Oh.
My best friend's 40th. So yeah, some
Just
debauchery.
one day when I
No.
woke up in California for some reason.
Yeah, no, I was there for a few days. But man, was it hot. Gotta love Needles, California, in that 117 degree heat. But as April says, it's a dry heat.
Oh, not in California.
I thought anywhere out west was a dry heat.
Yeah, it's still dry heat. It's just fucking hot.
I don't know.
It's
No one
literally
can convince me.
117 degrees by noon, and the only thing you could do is go in the pool or go in the Colorado River, and that was like 50 degrees.
Oh.
So it's melt your ass off outside or freeze it in the river. Good choices.
Yeah, but at least your beer would be cold.
You'd think, right? But no. Trust me, tried it. Set a new record. 5 minutes in, already got the laughter.
I know. Well, it's a quick show.
Right. We had to get that in early.
Not even trying.
And now suddenly I want a cold beer.
There you go.
That's some solid product placement right there.
I should have paid for this shit.
So what's been going on with you, CB? You been just working, or are you getting any events in, or what's the summer like for you?
No events. I do wish I'd kind of done that fan expo in Chicago. It looked like it was really cool. Reading everybody's posts. I just been covers and working on Goth Day and more covers and more stuff from my campaigns coming up. Just being very, very busy. And
You know, those
waiting
are kind of the
patiently.
same answers I had.
What's that?
I said those are the same answers I had.
Yeah.
Covers.
Yeah.
Interiors. Commission.
Yep.
I mean, it's good being busy, I guess, but
Yeah.
It's like you guys are in the comic industry or something.
It's weird.
Something like that.
Weird.
right?
When
I'm
I'm
not gonna
not
lie,
doing
jumping back
comics,
into
I'm doing the
interiors.
dance mom thing. Excuse me for a minute while I go tell my neighbors to shut the hell up. Right back.
Oh,
Oh, I thought that was your kids.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it
either
was
that
a
or the
disembodied voice at first.
Sisterly
Yeah.
love.
either that or the bro dudes that were out here at the pool for a while with their speakers.
You should have asked them to be on the show.
Oh no.
No bro
Yeah.
dudes.
Gonna skip that. Definitely.
You never
gonna
know.
skip
They might
that.
have a different insight to the comic realm.
Right?
I mean, not one that we'd want, but you never know.
It's cool to be in comics now.
That's true. At least,
Well,
in my
at least
eyes.
that's what we're told anyway.
Hey, I'm having a good time.
Right?
It's everybody else that seems to have a problem.
So
Ah,
how did your how did your con artists end up?
Con artists did fine. We had, unfortunately, you know how Kickstarter works. We had those guys back out at the end.
Well, yeah.
But it still did what I wanted it to do.
Good.
So, you know, it's free advertisement. Funny enough, 3 is already halfway done. And next up is Persuasion 4 is done. We're just waiting on a few last minute covers. But I've been scrambling between those 2 and the new Artist Elite projects, doing all that stuff with those guys. So it's just been a whirlwind of what project am I supposed to be working on today?
Yeah, I just saw something about that. Wasn't there like a first issue or a preview book or something that came out for that, Ryan?
Yeah, we did. It was in Lunar.
Right.
We did
Okay.
primer editions.
That's it.
Jesse, I think, had them at the shop. So basically, there was 12 of us that started with the Artist Elite. I think there's 10 of us still doing it now. But so that's primer red, primer blue, and it's basically each one of us had 4 pages of like, hey, this is who we are. This is what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
So just like an introductory, which is funny because that's how we advertised it, and we still had, you know, some people that were like, this is not what I expected from issue number 1. We're like, well, that's actually not issue number 1. That comes out next. Like, we literally advertise it as a preview edition. That's why it's called a primer. It's getting you guys ready. Issue 1, I think, comes out next week, maybe, and that's actually the first 3 stories. So you'll have Brett Booth, Ollie Garza, and Tyler Kirkham's stuff in there.
Brett Booth? No way.
Yeah, he's got his Lost Serpent Prince story, which the cool part of being part of this is I get access to like all the files. We just throw them in the same Dropbox. And I've seen what these guys are doing, and I watch Brett turn in these pages, and it's just freaking insane. Like, how are you so damn fast?
Right? I got to, you know, Sniper Bear hug him like on a panel one time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been to your table like 3 times and you're not there. And then he was like, oh my God, why are you touching me?
And that's the first time she got a restraining order.
Well, the restraining order
Not the
never made it
last.
to me because he didn't know who I was. So that worked in my favor.
Right.
Love being me.
Oh, Brett, he's a cool guy.
I
I'm trying to get him
hope
out to
so.
some more shows, but he lives literally like in the middle of Montana or something like that.
Oh.
Like his nearest neighbor is 10, 15 minutes away, and the nearest airport's like 4 hours away.
Oh, so you're really selling Montana as a good place to move, then, huh?
I mean, I guess if you
All of
want
that
that,
sounds like
if you want that
amazing.
seclusion, go for it. I think I would
need at
probably
least
go
a
a little bit
Starbucks.
nuts. Yeah, if your nearest neighbor's 15 minutes away, I could only imagine like what the closest like store is.
Mhm.
All right, and the star has arrived. Here we go. Wyndi Gayle is here.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, Wendy.
Hello.
Wow, I love watching what you guys do.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, they are already well underway here. We'll give you a little sneak peek at everything that's happening. So how are you, Wendy?
I'm doing good. There was a couple of long-winded people on the other show. Sorry about that.
That's always a good thing.
But it was interesting.
Not for us, but
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
That's okay. They had some good. I learned a couple of things, so that was good. Well, that's gorgeous, April.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm curious. What did you learn?
I was thinking the
I
same
learned that I
thing.
set up my Kickstarter page wrong.
Oh,
Okay.
No, it was SK. I think all of us probably know who he is. But he suggested that the first thing on your Kickstarter page as people start scrolling down should be visual, and leave all the writing stuff for below that. I did mine exactly the opposite, and I agreed with what he had to say. So then I was like, oh, okay, I did it wrong.
Well,
No, that's not true. Look at Polito's. Polito starts out with writing.
yeah, so does mine. I mean,
Yeah.
I put the logo. What I do is for mine is that the logo is there, but then underneath it, there's a description. You know, this is what it is and what's going on and blah blah blah. And then we roll into some other images and so on and so on. So I don't think there's necessarily like a quote unquote way to do it.
Yeah.
And
I looked at it and it was fine.
yeah, and we're going to look at it so we can actually talk about it here too. But I think especially when you're just starting, you kind of have to do it and then sort of get the result, and then think about how to sort of tweak it and upgrade it and whatever. But I don't know that there's necessarily like you need to do it this way.
Yeah.
Concept.
It's true. I guess what I would say though about mine is that from what he said, it's made me think about it, and I think I just, even though I put the writing first, which maybe that might not be wrong, but I put a bit much.
Okay. You might be too wordy. That could be a thing.
Exactly.
Sure. That could be a thing.
That's a writer thing. Have to rein ourselves in, restraint. I'm sure it's the same with artists with their art too.
yeah, I kind of said that I was going to go back and read it, and I haven't done it yet. I got busy, and then the family put on a League of Their Own, and that's my soft spot. I was like, oh, let me go grab some popcorn. And I literally, I haven't watched a movie in like 3-6 months. I don't know. And I sat down and watched it.
Don't bring up movies. Tom is here. Enough.
I know, but A League of Their Own is
We
a
not
good
learn
one.
anything.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Tom hated it.
Don't answer, Tom. Leave it alone, buddy. Fight the urge, man.
That's
Fight it.
League of Their Own came out during my my softer days. So it's fun,
Yeah.
you know.
There you go. See?
Yeah, it's fun.
See?
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
It's in the collection. It's in the Blu-ray collection, so it's fun.
I remember seeing it on your Facebook post. I knew I was in the clear.
I haven't seen any new movies in so long, and I'm like, I need to see something because I need to just start poking the bear.
Mm,
I'm like, I can't fight Tom on anything if I haven't seen anything yet.
That's right.
right.
That's right.
Well, I haven't
That's half
gone
my fun,
to.
isn't it?
I haven't gone to a movie theater since Wonder Woman was in theater, and so Clara was in a summer program, and they decided to go to the botanical garden at from 10:30 to noon. And these are elementary kids who were terribly unprepared for not only this extreme heat, but seeing the botanical garden at all, in the heat. So yeah, I was like, we got to go to the air conditioning. We gotta get out of here. So I grabbed her up, just
Yeah, it's a little
we
rough.
were departing everybody, and we went and saw Jurassic Park. So I was like, yeah, this all right. She didn't go
No,
running.
see,
through
haven't
the
seen that
aisles.
one yet either. I'm
I was-
behind on everything.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing: just like everybody loves Top Gun or whatever, Mouse is all about those dinosaurs. So it could completely blow, and we were still gonna love it. So
Yeah, that's how my kid is.
low hanging fruit is the way to be.
I'd like to fight time on stuff, and I can't have
Oh,
an opposition
absolutely.
if I haven't seen it. I can't even argue. I'm like, you know what, Tom, you win because I ain't seen it yet. So I'll be quiet this time.
Because it's all cons, covers, and interiors.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that with Shannon working, there's a lot of movies we both want to see, like Top Gun, and I haven't gone. I don't really go without her, so.
Oh, I know, right? Because you never hear
I
the
am
end of
that
it.
guy.
Yeah, my husband's that way too.
How's your food?
That's great, thanks.
What are you eating?
I don't know.
Well, Shannon's
Oh.
voice has really changed.
Somebody said, "How's your food?" And I was just answering.
Ah,
Picked up the windy side.
That was Chuck. He just cooked dinner, and I'm eating.
wow, what are you eating?
Hot dogs.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's the summertime.
quick
of
and
course.
easy.
Let's see.
So who is this
I love
character that
that.
we're all drawing here, Wendy? Tell us who we got going on.
Well, I'm guessing y'all are drawing Ranella by the looks
Whoever
of
the
it.
chick is.
That's the main character
Yeah.
for my book. So her name is Ranella Bree, and she grew up a farm girl, but she's always been obsessed with the idea of learning the skills that thieves and assassins possess because she's just absolutely fascinated by it. And so now she's started a journey to find people to teach her those skills. And she basically just wants to have fun. And this is one of those ways that she can kind of do things that others would find kind of devious and underhanded. But where with her mentality, she'll just go out and do fun things with them. So.
And this is
What
with
does an assassin do for
assassins.
fun?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
She wants to learn.
Right.
Yeah, she wants to learn from the king's assassin. That's her goal. She's extremely naive in that thought, but that's what she's determined to do. And she knows that she can't just approach him in general without any kind of skill to back up what she wants to learn. So she's out there to learn as much as she can before she somehow. She hasn't thought that far ahead, but somehow finds him and gets him to mentor her.
I have to admit that if
So-
I were to learn how to do the Vulcan, pinch, I would turn that into a party trick. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yep.
I would.
Yep. That's exactly her mentality.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My kind of gal.
So, and this assassin that she wants to learn from, there's stories told about him that to frighten people, and they don't frighten her. She finds them fascinating, and she's over time developed this obsession with finding him and learning what he knows, and that's, yeah. People don't understand why she's not afraid of him.
Nice.
Well, we'll check out your campaign here in a little bit. How many days you got left?
Good. I have 4 days left. It ends at
4 days.
Yeah, it ends on Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Very good. Yeah, I'm glad we got you in here right under the wire.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I watch you guys a lot, and it's nice
Yeah,
to be
you're
on and be
like
able to talk.
our big YouTube star watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually kind of. I spend my evening kind of perusing YouTube videos. I watch reaction videos. So, and sometimes it'll pop up that y'all are on. So I'm like, oh, cool. Let me go watch that for a little bit because I love seeing what you guys do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. That's appreciated.
My kid
Yeah,
does
these
that.
guys are all right. They're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all right.
We got our moments.
They're learning.
I always say we fool them once in a while.
I've been fooling Tom for years.
The tomfoolery.
There you go. Somebody got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. I got one in. I've been trying out dad jokes here at the house, and I can't seem to get the landing. I don't know. There's something wrong with moms doing that. You guys make me
It's
feel
an
better
equal
about myself.
opportunity group. You can dad joke all you want.
Excellent.
By the way, April, Chuck is so looking forward to Houston.
Oh, really? Are you guys? Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I am looking forward to having him as well. I just learned, or I didn't learn. I overheard a rumor that even though the convention's going on the 15th through the 17th, that the first day they're not having the exhibitor hall open. So I'm like, really? Why would you do that?
What?
Like,
Really?
okay. So I've emailed the Comic Palooza exhibitor contact email, and I haven't gotten a response yet. So this is going to be super interesting.
So the
Yeah.
show is going on, but they're not open the first day?
I don't know. There's like some sort of car parade, and there's a robot parade, and all this other shit. But you can't do any shopping. I'm like, maybe I should check with somebody before I don't know. I'm just waiting to hear back because don't they know how important I am or something? I don't know.
Don't you know who he is?
What's wrong with these people?
I know, right? But if
That's just
nothing
weird
else,
that
we're
they would
getting
do
drunk and grilling, so it's not going to be a total
Yeah, there you go.
loss.
Yep, that's why he's looking forward to it.
Exactly.
I'm like, if Gus is going to be around, there's definitely going to be some debauchery.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the only show that he can actually attend. Poor guy works so hard.
I've already had to cancel the only con that I was supposed to go to this year.
Oh no.
So, yeah. All at the last second, everybody that was going to go that we were supposed to, split the cost of gas and all that kind of stuff. And they were supposed to be our ride. They canceled at the last second, like literally days before. And so, yeah. So in those few days, we just had to make sure that Chuck could be there because I don't have a book out yet. So it's not as important for me to be there, but I wanted to be there because it was during the campaign. I even made up a QR code for people to scan to go to the Kickstarter and all that kind of stuff. And then it just ended up being him to go. So that's just the way it goes.
Yep, it happens.
Yeah. So I'm hoping there's one in Long Island. It's a 2-day show that Chuck is going to, and I'm hoping to go to that one, but it's not till November.
What show is that in November?
What's the name of that show on Long Island? Do you know?
If it's not Long Island Comic Con, I don't know.
Yeah, it's either Long Island Comic Con or Long Island Comic Expo or something like that.
Is that the one that Russ puts on?
No, it's run by I think Greg Iosi.
Okay.
Iosa.
Yeah, I know who Greg is. I'm not thinking Russ. I'm thinking Phil.
No.
But I know. Yeah, I know the one. Greg's been trying to get me to go to that one forever.
Oh yeah.
It's just if you're not from the area, it's such a pain to get out there.
Yeah, well, we're going up there from Texas, so.
Are you flying or driving?
We're driving.
Okay. See, I flew.
Yeah.
And there's airports in Long Island, clearly, but they're not big, so they're expensive. So everyone flies into New York.
Yep.
And to get to Long Island, Ubers don't do it because it's not part of the 5 boroughs. They can't pick you up, so you have to find another way. And the shuttles don't like doing it because it's a 45-minute trip for nothing to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I keep telling them,
good thing we're taking our car then.
Yeah. Yeah, so I told him, I was like, if you get transportation, you get me to and from, I'll go. But I already did it once where I was on my own, and that was a nightmare.
Oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, if Chuck had to do it on his own, I don't know if he'd be doing it because that's a long drive. But with the two of us, we can switch off. I mean, we did the 21 hour to Florida twice. But there was both of us, so we just switched off driving.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they made him a guest at the show, so he doesn't have to worry about the table. So that was the convincing thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Love that skin tone.
Thank you.
You going to get any sketch covers made for this book so these guys can draw on something official one of these days?
No, I don't have sketch covers planned for this one. Most likely the second one. I kind of wanted to keep it as low key as possible for the first one since it is my first Kickstarter, my first book, and didn't want to go too extravagant. Actually ended up with more covers than I had planned on because I had people offer to do them. And I was like, well, sure.
Can't say no to that.
Exactly. So I was only going to have 2 variant covers. I ended up with 4. So
I saw Chris Mads. That one's awesome.
Yeah. I got Chris Mad, Fish Lee.
Yeah.
Steph Wilson and David Summey. And Avery Ferdinand. So actually I have 5 variants.
I think. I'm pretty sure. Let me go back and look at it again. I saw Chris is at a show. When it was done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, poor guy got really busy and he was trying to get it done before the Kickstarter launched and he was just so busy. And I was like, don't worry about it. Just, when it's done, it's done. I'll put it up there. Yeah. And was not disappointed in having to wait.
Yeah, sometimes it works out that way.
Yeah. We all have lives. We all have stuff we got to do.
Yeah, there's a ton of shows this weekend. I'm kind of surprised we got all you guys together.
I'm trying to not go to so many shows. So, I was supposed to go to Chicago, but I didn't want to. I'm doing C2E2 next month, so I was like, why do I need to go to Chicago twice?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm doing C2E2 too.
C2E2 too? I
like,
haven't heard of that one.
Yeah.
It's a new one.
I was surprised
Yeah.
that they've got shows a month apart.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Two different
technically,
locations.
Fan Expo's in Rosemont, Illinois, not in Chicago. It's in a suburb.
Right.
And really,
Okay.
C2E2 is just in August because they're going through their great reset, so that they'll be in their
Yeah.
normal sort of March-ish spot next year.
Yeah. Which sucks next year because it's the same time as MegaCon. I don't know how that one's gonna go.
Yeah, that was the Florida show that we went to. We went to MegaCon.
That show was nuts.
Yeah, it is. It was huge. That's definitely the biggest one I've been to. Unfortunately, they're taking away all the bigger shows in Texas. It seems like a lot of at least the ones around us, they've canceled pretty much all of them, like just permanently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What
they
neck
don't
of
have
the
one
woods
in
are you
Austin
in?
anymore. I'm halfway between
wasn't
San
Greater-
Antonio. Huh?
Wasn't Greater Austin like this last weekend?
Yeah, but it's not a very big one from what I understand. They used to have Austin City
Oh.
Comic Con. Was that what it was? No, Alamo.
Maybe on
No,
Alamo City, but that was in San Antonio. They got Greater Austin, which is happening this weekend.
is that the one that we went to right after we got here?
No, that was like a Wizard World. which
Oh, it
is
was
shut
Wizard
down
World.
now.
That's right. So, but it didn't. Wizard Worlds didn't they turn into the Fan Expo
Mhm.
shows?
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
still
but they
don't
didn't
have
do
any
the one in San Antonio, or not San Antonio, Austin. So yeah, so when Fan Expo took over the Wizard World shows, they did not pick up the Austin one, so that one's gone. Alamo City, I think, is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard
one
if
of
that
the-
one's gonna return or not.
Yeah, and then they have one of the ones they were doing in San Antonio where now they've got it where they just set up in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm all for going back to your
So,
roots, but not like that.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
I mean, rain or shine kind of conditions.
Especially in the Midwest, man. That
Not
rain
where
can
you-
come real
Not
fast.
where you want your art or your books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Plus a little sun cover for my delicate skin. Not to turn into a diva, but I only turn 2 colors. The other one's
Yeah.
unpleasant.
White and red.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Dude, right? Like I used to tan, not anymore.
It's because we live our life in a desk.
That's true.
Yeah. How hot did it get in
Wish I could
Houston
see a
today,
little more
April?
I didn't step outside very much. It was
I didn't either.
something around like 103, 105.
Yep.
I was in my
Yeah,
car
it was 103
and
here.
running from one to the other. Yeah, it was nasty.
And it was only 93 here. I'm not going to complain then.
Yeah,
Right.
it was.
It's like, oh, a cold
gross
front. It's only going to
outside.
hit 95.
Well, every time I look at the forecast and it's supposed to have some rain, it gets pushed back again and then again. And it was supposed to rain on Monday, but now not until Wednesday. But there's only a 30% chance now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let there be rain. Open up the clouds and
Yeah.
let it happen.
Well, we only had a 30-something% chance today, and we actually did get a little bit of rain. It only lasted for, I think, maybe 20 minutes. It was a really light rain. There was thunder, but that was all around us. We live near a lake, so the storm hits the lake and it splits, and then we barely get any of it. But yeah, we did get a little bit today.
my plants enjoy the natural rainfall more than the shit that comes out of the faucet. Take it and you'll like it.
That's all there is. That's all I can do for you.
That's right. This is all I gotta just live. I am so in desperate need of doing some gardening out there, but it's too fucking hot.
Yeah. I work at a store where we have a garden center, and like we have to call out to the people working out there and just tell them like, hey, it's been 20 minutes since you were last inside. Come inside and cool off for a few minutes, because they come in and they're just, their faces are red and they're just dripping, and it's like,
Aww.
man, you can't just stand out there. It's over 100 degrees, and they're on top of asphalt.
Oh,
No thanks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Stick to my
exactly.
basement.
You imagine being a roofer and you're doing like roofing and stuff, and this
I did that
100
once
degree
in the
heat?
summer. One
You
time
know-
in the summer. Never again.
right. I imagine it'd be just as bad as those air conditioning guys. Water everywhere,
Oh,
and
yeah.
not a drop to drink. That kind of thing. Be like, oh my god.
Well, why don't we take a little bit of time here? I'm going to bring this up. There we go. Let's take a little run through the campaign here. So what we'll do, well, you've seen how we do this. We'll just kind of scroll through a little bit. You just kind of talk us through what we're seeing. And we'll chit chat about it a little bit. Everybody sees. So you've got 4 days to go, everybody. You're easily going to hit 200 backers. That'll be nice.
Yes.
$3,600. So you're well over goal. So guys, this is Wyndi's first book of 3. Oh, that was going to be my question. Is there going to be more? So it's first of 3. So that's good.
Yep.
And we'll do a little scroll through here. And so tell us what all of this is. You gave us a little bit earlier, but give us the story again, and the inspiration part too.
Okay. Well, the story's about Renella Bree, who we're watching these awesome artists draw right now. She's a young girl who's fascinated with the idea of being able to do things that thieves and assassins can do, like hiding in shadows, moving without being heard, that kind of thing. To her, it's kind of it's something that someone shouldn't be able to do without magic, at least of what she's heard of magic, because magic where she lives is outlawed. So which makes all this even more fascinating. So she has decided, she's determined she's going to learn these skills, and she wants to learn from the best. She's heard stories of the king's assassin as she's been growing up, and that's who she has decided she is absolutely going to learn from. And so she's now joined a group of thieves who she has teaching her these skills, so that when she finally is able to approach the assassin in her naive mind, she will be able to convince him to mentor her and teach her what he knows. So that's the basics of the story. We get to start with her as a small girl at first, and now she by the end of the first issue, she's a young woman. She's like 16, 17 years old, and she's started to learn these skills. But she's also learning that not everybody is who they seem to be. She is going to get hurt along the way, and it's not something that she's used to, and it will greatly affect her. So the inspiration is Chuck and I created an online play-by-post role-playing game back in 2000. And play-by-post is where you create a character that fits into a pre-made world that you then role-play through creative writing. So you write what your character does, and you can get as detailed as you want with it or whatever. We always encouraged our players to be as detailed as possible, because other characters and moderators would come in and interact with those characters. So the more information you could provide or description you could provide about what that character is doing and that kind of thing, the easier it is to interact with them and create more elaborate and descriptive stories. So we did that for a little over 10 years. In 2012, we decided that we just really didn't have the time to keep up with it anymore. We had hundreds of players from all over the world that were participating, and it was taking up way too much of our time. So we let it drop, but we still wanted to be able to tell this story. We wanted to get it out to more than just those people that were playing in the game. And we did attempt to write some novels to tell the stories. That didn't quite work out. So we kind of put it on the back burner for a little while. And then in 2018, we decided that we were going to tell these stories through comics, because Chuck had already started getting into the comics. He'd already had a successful Kickstarter, got his first book out, and we said, why not? Why not this medium? It's visual, bring the characters to life, that kind of thing. So in 2019, I wrote the script for the first book, and now we get to see it in beautiful art and color. So that's the
It's a really cool origin,
story.
Right?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have lots and lots of story to tell. I mean, you can imagine with over 10 years of writing, basically, and hundreds of people telling stories, that we have a lot to draw from. So hopefully this is a very long, ongoing thing, because we'd like to get as much of the story out there as we can. So we're starting with these 3-issue story arcs to introduce different characters from that world. This is, of course, the first character. This was my character that I played in the game, or one of the characters I played, Ranella. So we're going to start with her story. It's kind of funny because in the online game that we did, I didn't go a whole lot in detail on her background. It was there, and there was little snippets of it here and there. So when I actually wrote the script and decided that I wanted to kind of tell her origin, I had to decide, where was that origin? Where did that origin start? And it always came down to, where did her obsession come from that led her to where she ends up being later on? And it always came back to, well, when she was a little girl. So that's where the origin is going to start. And so this is her story. And then the next 3-issue arc will be different characters that we'll bring them in and tell their stories. And I think the next one is going to be called Viscairian Tales, Soldiers and Sinners. And that will have 3 to 4 different characters in that one. We get to learn about them and where they come from and the reason why they're doing what they're doing. And we have at least 2 more, I believe, after that, 3-issue arcs with different characters. And then at that point, we'll have too many characters to be interacting to do these little 1-issue issues. So we will at that point most likely switch to graphic novels so that we can bring more characters together and tell more of the story in one go. So here we get to see a little bit of Ranella's training. She's starting to learn how to use a dagger properly. She's used one. She uses a knife. She's skinned and butchered animals and stuff, but she never used one as a weapon. So she's learning that now. And then she cut her teacher. She didn't feel good about that.
Boy, oh boy, is she looking forward to a surprise, huh?
Yeah. So, and then this part here where I'm explaining. So I am a prose writer. It was very, very difficult for me to cut down what I wanted to say into a script, but I did it. And but I still wanted to tell in my mind the full story. I wanted all the description in there. I wanted people to see the inner workings of Ranella's thought process and why she feels the way she does, what she's experiencing, and whatnot. And so I decided I'm going to write it. So I also wrote a novella. It's a 96-page novella. There's there's an excerpt from it right there. To go along with the book. So people have the option. They can either get the comic or the novella. They can get both, however they want to read the story.
It's cool that through gaming you have such a rich history already. Do you find that helps you with writing it?
It does. There's times where I kind of feel like I'm maybe not doing the story justice that played out so many years ago. But then at the same time, it's like I have to remind myself, well, that was, first of all, it was so long ago, and there's no way I'm going to remember everything that happened. And I have the opportunity to expand on and even rewrite in certain circumstances maybe what had happened just because of bad memory or just kind of expand on those storylines a little bit more now. So I try not to reflect on what it was exactly and just try to get the basics of it and then tell it in my way. So
I think
time to
sometimes
grow.
I think it's cool. Like sometimes that's a good exercise in writing too, is, kind of coming back to a story you've already like kind of said and then rewriting it and see what sticks the second time around.
Yep. It's true. And I mean, and I've had, like I said, I wrote the script in 2019. So this is, it's been 3 years. And in those 2.5 years that the book was being produced, I can't even tell you how many times I went back over that script and changed a little. I couldn't change too much once the art started, but there was a little bit here and there that got changed. The script for issue 2 has been done for about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years. So of course I've gone back to that one. And there's been some changes made here and there because you start thinking of different things and or remembering different things, especially because this came from an existing story, basically. Or you come up with ideas of, you know what, I really should have expanded on that a little bit more or whatever. So I have the time right now. I can go back and do those little tweaks and whatnot and then be a little happier with the outcome.
So you've got 2 PDFs here. What are we looking at as far as what's the Marauders and what's the Journey?
All right, Marauders is the comic book, and the Renella's Journey is the novella. So you have a 24-page comic book and you have a 96-page novella.
Got it.
Yeah, so you can get either one or you can get both. And then the last digital one there is the comic and the novella, and then the anthology that has a 4-page story of Renella in that one that was published last year. So that's basically all the written works that have her story in it at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And there's the standard cover for the comic book. And all the interior art was done by Dino Agor. And of course, he did the standard cover. That is the novella. And that art for that was also done by Dino. It's actually from a page of the comic book. It wasn't completed at that point. He sent me that image of her without the rest of the stuff in the panel or on the page. And I liked just her being there. So I'm like, I'm using it for something.
Nice.
Yeah. That is the Avery Ferdinand variant cover. Interesting story behind that one. It was actually a commission print that Chuck had done for me from Avery as a Christmas gift in 2019, thinking that I was going to have my book out the next year. So that has been sitting around and representing this book for 3 years almost. And I absolutely loved it. And I was like, when I got to the point of putting the book together and stuff, I was like, I can't just keep that to myself. I'm going to share it. So it became my first variant cover. And that's a glimpse into what she will become eventually. That is the Chris Mad variant cover. I think he really captured where she's going. I think it almost looks like she's looking behind her to say goodbye to what she was, and then the Marauders are there at the end of the alley waiting for her to join them.
Yeah, that's good. Very good.
That is the Fish Lee Star Wars homage cover. I sent him the poster from the original Star Wars movie, and I said, that's what I want, and he gave it to me in 2 days.
Wow.
was like, damn.
That's crazy. That's fast.
Yeah. It really surprised me, and it was perfect. So that is the David Summey variant cover. He actually contacted me. He had been hearing about what the story was and keeping up with me talking about it and whatnot, and it grabbed his interest, and he asked if I would be okay with him doing a variant cover, and I said, oh, sure. I'm not going to say no. And
Oh, really?
Steph actually
Can't
came to
have a
me
live
with.
stream without Steph.
What's that?
So we can't have a live stream without something, Steph.
Oh yeah, of
Mhm.
course not. Steph actually sent me a sketch of that cover and said, "We want to do a cover for you." And I was like, "Okay, but we need to discuss price first." And I hope you didn't do that work for nothing. It wasn't for nothing. So that's how I ended up with all the covers. This is a deluxe digital package. It has the comic book, and then this is a Bonfire Press package. So everything that's been published through Bonfire Press is available there. You got Belial 1, Welcome to the Void, Apex 1, and Essence House, and then the collective for the short story for Ranella, and then graciously Scott Weldon. He wanted to collaborate with us because he has a fantasy book as well. He threw in the first 3 issues of Harlem Buck.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then this one is you get the standard cover and then 1 variant cover of your choice. And then that is a physical copy of all of the Bonfire Press comic books, plus the collective and 1 Harlan Buck issue.
I apologize. Are her eyes green, or what color are we working with?
They're amber.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right.
Did we spoil your plans?
No, I said they looked like, that golden color. So that's what I colored
Yep.
them and was like, oh, please don't screw this up.
You got it right.
Way to commit.
Well, it's hard sometimes with panels to see what eye color is because that's
Yeah.
not always like
Exactly
the focus
why
on
I
every
asked.
panel. And I was like, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And then I messaged a handful of creators asking if I can use some digitals for some backer goals, and I had so many get back to me that now we have 12 digital comics that are going out to everybody that back physically for backer goals. Yeah.
And we're looking for books for 200 if anyone wants to throw some
Oh yeah.
in.
I don't know if y'all heard Chuck.
What?
I don't have a backer goal for 200 because I didn't expect it to go that well. So now we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out what to do for the 200 backers.
They were giving you the PDFs of one of their issues to give out.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. Yes. I got 12. So stretch
the
goals.
only
We've
thing I
got
have age
buttons.
appropriate is mermaids.
Hey, whatever people are willing to throw at me, I'll take it. Stretch goals, we've got buttons and we got stickers, and we're headed towards the next goal of a surprise loot bag. There's Dino. Stoney Williams is doing the colors. Joel Rodriguez is the letterer who stepped in at the last second for me. Thank goodness. Of course, Chuck's my editor. And I just put a little information about the different cover artists. I like to give everybody their dues. I don't let people work for free, and I don't allow them to go unnoticed. So.
All right, good stuff. So let's get it back up here to the top. 3604. You need 11 backers to get to 200. You're going to get there easy. 4 days. So you said it's Thursday night.
Yeah.
It ends up.
Yes, and I'm actually going to go on a live stream with Travis Gibb because his Kickstarter for Voodoo Nations is ending a half an hour after my Kickstarter.
Travis is good people.
So we're going to do a countdown together for both of our campaigns.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. All right. So there we go, folks. Give that a peek. When you get a chance, you got 4 more days, and let's see where everybody's at here.
You're doing
Mr.
such
Kincaid.
good fucking work. Holy.
I still got to put the streaks in her hair. I haven't forgotten.
Oh, she's got streaks in her hair.
She has blonde streaks in her hair. Yes.
Yeah. Ah ha ha! Beat you on something.
I know it's hard. I didn't realize when I designed. Of course, when I designed the character, it was just in writing, right? Originally, when someone had to actually start coloring her, didn't realize how difficult it was going to be to do black hair with blonde streaks. So we've had to compromise a little bit. Her hair's been lightened from what it originally was supposed to be.
I was about to say, well, shit. Then I screwed that up because I thought she had brown.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to, because I'm sure you understand with colors, it's difficult to, first of all, you do black, you lose all the detail. And then the yellow, or like honey colored or whatever with the black, just it's not easy. Not digitally anyway.
Well, everybody here did it brown, so it's brown now. That's the way it's working.
How now, brown cow?
I'm not complaining.
That was almost.
Chuck is drooling over y'all's work, just by the way.
Holy shit! I'm jealous as fuck.
Drooling over hot dogs.
April, with you saying that could have a whole bunch of meanings.
Yeah, especially coming from her.
Yep.
I know.
What?
Just think
You're
about
the
what you said.
perverted person in our group.
Who doesn't love food?
You're the perverted one in our group.
Right.
Clutch my pearls.
Hey,
Since Mike
April, do
hasn't
you
been on
prefer
in a
hot
while,
dogs
that has gone to you.
Did you prefer hot dogs or sausage, April?
Let's see.
I'm
Fighting the urge now. Don't worry, I'll just text Gus.
I got my giggles out early in the show. You missed it.
I'll text Gus.
Oh, goodness. Blushing.
Well, there's a delay over on your end there, babe.
But sausage is the best.
You were.
And there it
I agree.
is.
There it is. Yep. I can't disappoint.
Couldn't
you, right?
resist.
I can't.
Couldn't resist. No.
It's the low-hanging fruit. It's what I'm good for.
I know.
Speaking of sausage.
I came here to draw pictures and make April laugh, and I'm almost done with pictures. So.
And you made me laugh. So how's the beard?
Big, gray, you know.
Excellent.
Grayer and grayer.
Where are you at, Ryan?
I'm in Kansas City now.
Oh, okay. And you said you got up into the 90s?
It was 93 today, 94. It gets hot out here. It'll get into the hundreds, which makes it really god awful.
Well, it's not a dry heat. I hate how people say it. It's a dry heat. It's not as bad. It's still hot.
Yeah.
No, it's still hot. I don't care what anybody says. That's still hot. She said that earlier. It's still hot.
Yeah, I mean, we get the humidity too. So, but I mean, I've been in dry heat, and it's no better. It's still just hot.
Yeah. I grew up in dry heat. It don't matter.
I grew up on the Texas coast, so And I can't live back there again. I went back there for vacation after we've been gone for, I think, 4 years. And it was in June on the coast. It was like 105 degrees with like 90% humidity. And I was like, I cannot live here again. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's when I would just say,
Definitely
yeah.
what I'm feeling right now.
I
Awful. Chuck, when you come,
was
you're gonna
wondering
have
how did I
in the
live
rain.
here before?
You didn't know any better.
Yeah, see, Albert's got it. Heat is heat. It's unpleasant. That's right, Albert.
Yes.
Does anybody got Tom going on Thor yet?
Don't do it.
Oh,
haven't
you
seen it
did
yet.
it.
No spoilers.
The tongue did it.
I haven't seen it yet. I can't fight him on it.
Yeah, I haven't either, so I don't know. I've heard both ends of the spectrum, so
We'll always hear both ends of the spectrum. There's never
exactly.
making anyone happy.
That's why I just watch whatever I want to watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
I laugh at like certain people I follow and I, minus their critiques on movies and stuff. Like I get along with them really well, but they just put up this most horrible stuff. F the MCU. You all should just hang yourselves. Blah blah blah. Killing my hobby. I'm like, oh my god, it's not that bad. It's not that important. It's just a movie.
Tom's on the show. He can hear you.
No. It's not Tom. I like fighting with Tom. Tom just says it was garbage. Don't waste your time. These guys are like when they put up the Tom will fight me on this one though. When they put up the Aztec Namor concept and people just went absolutely ape shit. Posting old pictures of the original Namor, not my Namor. F you, Kevin Feige. Da 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 da. I'm like, oh my god, get a life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or become a director or a concept artist and do it better yourself.
Right?
Well, the thing with Namor is they did that because we have Aquaman, and so basically in this context, DC won. They got there first. So to come in and be like, well, here's Atlantis and our guy's the king of Atlantis, you're essentially copying Aquaman.
Right. Right.
So while I don't like that they did it, I'm not a fan of this recreation of it at all.
You understand?
I know why they did it. Yeah, I know why.
I'm okay with it. If you tried to make it a little realistic, it kind of works. Like we don't know where Atlantis actually is, so.
Right, and you could
be
technically.
The only thing I don't like is the nose ring. I'm like, get rid of the nose ring.
Yeah, technically Atlantis can still exist. I think the bigger problem is supposedly they're doing the same thing to Doctor Doom. They're going to ground him in some sort of like Mayan thing rather than just making him, the king of Latveria, whatever that means. Now that's all still rumor. That's way off down the line, but. I kind of have this feeling like we're going to start getting these heroes and villains that we understand being sort of forcibly recreated, and the general fan base in the world isn't going to care because they don't know anyway.
No,
but
the ones that are
comic
watching
book
the movies,
but the comic book people are going to lose their collective shit if it starts to go that way.
I love watching those people.
Now, when you need a good laugh.
Yeah, I literally had. I don't post my opinion on much, but I told this guy on his post, I was like, man, let people like what they like. Like, what do you care? You've lost a supporter for life. And I look back, and I'm like, you've never bought a damn thing from me, or you've never supported me, so I don't really give a crap. But why would you even go there?
Yeah, so I mean, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I don't like it. It's another thing to be so over the top and ridiculous about it. Yeah. It's there's a line that you can run, And I trust me, I know where it is. I walk
Right.
that line every day.
Now I have to try and remember this, Tom. What were your opinion on Multiverse of Madness?
Oh, it was garbage.
Okay.
I liked it.
It was
I'm
garbage.
not
liked
gonna
I
fight
did
you on
too.
it. I liked it. I didn't love it.
Garbage.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, it was garbage.
But I was like, wow, okay.
I'll get my PowerPoint out and I'll show you why.
I mean,
Not the least of which is just simply the Illuminati were the most useless cameos in the history of Marvel Universe so far.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
I agree with.
yeah.
just ugh, you know.
I would say
That
I
was-
was
that was, I think,
disappointed
my
with
favorite
it.
letdown.
You
I
know,
was
so
disappointed with it, but I didn't hate it.
it was
Yeah.
to me it felt like Dark Phoenix all over again.
Haven't watched it.
You know, well, Dark Phoenix in the context of Dark Phoenix, you know, where you have the good character who goes bad and so on. It just felt like Dark Phoenix. You know, Sam Raimi tried. The last 30 minutes, you can feel Sam Raimi really speeding it up to his level. You know, he's like, okay, it's time to give him Sam Raimi now.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm completely over the idea of a bunch of dudes pushing light around. Like that's done now. You know, the musical note fight was just like, what the hell am I looking at?
Well,
I didn't understand that one either.
I'm over that concept. Like when he first started doing it, when we first got Doctor Strange and he was doing the hand signals and I was like, oh, that's freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
But you know, it's over now. So, yeah, I was really bored. I was bored.
I only bring it up because I finally watched it and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
I'll
Right.
tell you that I was way more disappointed with Jurassic Park than with Doctor
Don't
Strange.
tell me. I ain't seen that yet either, so relax. We'll fight about it later. Listen, I just watched Doctor Strange. Okay, that should show you how far behind I am.
That's okay. I just watched the Multiverse of Madness myself, just like I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. I really did enjoy it. So, but I'm not a big Marvel movie or Marvel comics person. So, at some point, I'm going to ask that dreaded question: is who is Namor or whoever he is? So. I don't know him. I know Submariner. I was like,
That's
who
him.
the hell is this?
That's
Namor and the
That's
Submariner are the
The
same.
same person.
Yep.
So it's his name?
Namor is the Submariner. Yes.
Oh.
Same person.
All right, so I'm on the same page now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was about to tell you to stop drawing, put your shit down, go do some research before you come back.
Well, exactly. But I knew, you know, well, only because Michael Turner drew on that one time.
Yeah.
I don't
But
care.
it's
I don't care
fine.
why you
It's
know
fine.
him. That's probably
I know.
one of my favorite drawings of him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that's gorgeous, CB.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So it's a abbreviated show tonight. We're gonna call it quits here. Most of this stuff is pretty much done. As always, guys, if you are interested in picking up any of these pieces, just contact April, CB, Ryan. Tell them, hey, I want that piece. They will. Well, they might sell them to you. They're not required to, but they generally put them up for sale. So if you like them, check them out. Remember, Viscairian Tales. There we go. Has 4 days left. Be sure you go check it out before it is gone. Help Wyndi out. Get to that 200 backer count. We know we can get to that count. That'll be easy. I guarantee you hit 200 backers.
But
And
I
then,
did want to add really quickly, if we do, I know it's a bit of ways, but if we do reach 5,000 on the campaign, I will be donating to the Comic Book for Kids organization.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
Excellent. So guys, we're going to be figuring out what Sunday sketching is going to be going forward, because my live show on the Comic Shopping Network got shifted. So we may either be switching days, switching times. We'll let you all know as soon as we get everybody together and figure this out. Nothing planned for next week yet, But as I talk to the group and some other folks, we'll see if we can get another show for you next Sunday. But for now, we are out. Have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you when we see you.
All right.